So if you could just start by telling us a bit about your background and the reasons for you becoming a member of the Society of Sports Therapists.
So many years ago, when I was younger, I played football to a pretty good level, and I sustained a nasty back problem that stopped me playing football. And I wanted to be involved in sport. And a friend of mine who worked in professional football, he suggested that I learnt how to look after the team. So I became the trainer, in inverted commas. And I went on the FA diploma course at the time, which was a 3-year course, and I qualified on that program. But I was very concerned that I could never really progress anywhere and do anything, because there was no professional organization that would take on people. So you could take this course, it would give you a license to practice, in inverted commas, in a limited and restricted way, but there was no real credibility. And I heard through the grapevine that this organization called the Society of Sports Therapists had been set up. So I contacted them and asked, could I join? And so I became the 103rd member of the society. And then as a result of that, the courses that the society then put on in the early days, spinal mobilizations, peripheral mobilizations, electrotherapy, were all great courses that helped me progress my career further down the line.
As a society member, what has been the highlight of your career to date?
Well, I've worked in professional football for a long time. I was very, very fortunate at the club that I worked for, Wycombe Wanderers. We went to Wembley 3 times. We won a playoff final. We won 2 FA Trophy finals. We got to the FA Cup semi-final. We got to the Carling Cup semi-final. So they've all been absolutely wonderful parts of my career. And I would never swap my career for anything else. There's people who've worked in professional sport and never actually had those opportunities to go to such prestigious positions and play at prestigious grounds and in prestigious competitions. So really, at the end of the day, I've been very, very fortunate to have had a very wonderful experience, and seen so much and done so much and met some really, very wonderful people who've become very, very close friends of mine.
Excellent. What advice would you give to the next generation of sports therapists?
You have to work very, very hard, and you have to work and understand what you're trying to do. Show everybody that you have a tremendous passion for what you do and wanting to do what you're doing better each time. And ultimately, you have to take opportunities when they're given to you. Sometimes those opportunities will take you down a blind alley and they won't be very helpful to you. But I was given an opportunity to go to a professional football, an Isthmian League club, as they were at that time. I took that opportunity. I had to work really, really hard, mixing it with a full-time job, as well as doing working behind the scenes in the football world. And that club took me through and allowed me to have and experience all those wonderful times that I've experienced while I've worked for them. So work hard and take opportunities, because you never know where it's going to take you.
Perfect. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Totally agree.
You never know. And I'd just not long taken a job as a service engineer, because I was an engineer before I did my before I went into this sort of side of things. And I used to have to work really hard to fit my football around it. And everybody said, you won't be able to do this. You can't do this. And I earned my stripes doing that. And eventually the job in football came as a result of it. And that's really, it was through that side of things that you have to put yourself out, but eventually you should get something back, but it will never be easy.
No, certainly takes a lot of time,
Yeah.
a lot of commitment.
Yeah.
The last question, what does the Society of Sports Therapists mean to you?
The Society of Sports Therapists means an awful lot to me. It's been a wonderful organisation. It's taken a group of individuals who really were completely unrecognised, with qualifications that people didn't respect, and they've created a program of higher education that students now can come through with a BSc honours and a master's in sports therapy. And they have a fantastic professional body that really is a beacon for a lot of organisations to look up to, so that they can see how things should be done. And it will set us on a great pathway. I know we're about 30 years down the line now, and that's really very, very scary when I could remember the 10th anniversary, and now it's just come to the 30th. But where we are and our recognition throughout the world of sport has been absolutely fantastic. And I was the second person, I think it was, who won the travelling scholarship, the Bruce Hobbs travelling scholarship. And I felt very privileged to go to America to see Shelbourne. And again, I think that helped forge massive links with him, realizing that people who were sports therapists actually had a tremendous level of knowledge.
Brilliant. That's great. Perfect. Well, thanks for answering all those questions.